If you are a UFC fan and you've been following me for over 6 months now, or almost a year, you know that I'm a huge Charles Oliveira fan. I'm a huge the Bronx fan. And the Bronx have done it again. Although we could talk about his loss, we could talk about his early careers, we could talk about most of the time his lost fights. But there's something so special about this guy. There's something, even if he doesn't speak English, even if he is a Brazilian, I think he's one of the most liked personality UFC or MMA fighter since the history of UFC or the history of MMA. We all just watched the Bronx last weekend. Finished Gamrot like in the first round, and this is what the Bronx brings to you. The Bronx doesn't give you bugging fights. The Bronx is either you finished you or he gets finished. The Bronx is a finisher, and that's why we love him. And he is the most submission artist in the UFC history, most especially in MMA history, because he has a lot of submissions. This guy is so good. Fighting in front of his home ground, Brazil, is something that motivates you. There's one thing fighting in a neutral ground, and another thing fighting in your home ground. You have two things. You have the pride, and second, you have the pressure. The pressure of watching your family watch you, your newly born daughter, your wife, your father, your mother, everyone in your country, the place you were born, everybody watching you, and you headline it. You have a lot of pressure to deliver, and the Bronx never failed us. The Bronx delivered in an absolute amazing fashion. Founded that fight, founded that moment. The first round was very entertaining. Then the second round, it didn't even take 1 minute in the second round. He submitted him. This is how good the Bronx is. And now, this is not the most interesting part. The most interesting part is what he said after the fight. Guys, if there's something the UFC love, if somebody who is entertaining, who knows how to connect with the crowd, and I have been talking about Conor McGregor, I've been talking about John Jones, we could talk about Israel the last time, and we could also talk about Khamzat Chimaev, or the week after talk about Ilia Topuria, Alex Volkanovski. There's something the Bronx has that most of these guys don't have, is the connection. He's well loved by the UFC fighters. There's nobody that at the moment that will come out and say they hate Charles the Bronx Oliveira. We all watched the fight against Ilia Topuria. Ilia Topuria said, this is the guy he doesn't want to fight with. If there's somebody he doesn't want to fight, it's this guy. Because we all know Charles Oliveira. We all grew to love Charles Oliveira. Oliveira is somebody who is just an amazing personality, amazing father, amazing fighter. And we all watch the period when he won the title the first time in history, where he was crying, moving forward. That thing touched a lot of people. I think he won a lot of fans during that period. And there is nobody that doesn't speak English that connects with the fans higher in the UFC than the Bronx. We could talk about Pereira. Yes, Pereira, Sharma and everything. But the Bronx, when you see the Bronx, even people that don't watch UFC, they say, oh, I love this guy. And he is one, I'm a huge fan of the Bronx. Honestly, I'm so happy to see him win that fight. But like I said, the most interesting thing wasn't just the finish. It was what he said. We were expecting him to say, I want to fight for the title again. We all know the Bronx have fought for the title 3 times. 3 times he lost against, I think 2 times. Somebody remind me. He lost against Islam Makhachev, and he has lost another one against Ilia Topuria. I mean, and the last one he even fought, he missed the weight. So I think I'm right. 3 times he failed to win the title. But there's something I was surprised when he was giving the microphone after the fight. He called out Max Holloway for the BMF belt. I wasn't expecting this. We could talk about a lot of fights. People were saying, oh, Max Holloway is going to fight Justin Gaethje again, or Max Holloway is going to fight Dan Hooker, who is an amazing fighter. But Charles Oliveira just put himself in that mix. Charles Oliveira came out after that fight and said, hey, I'm fighting for the BMF title. I want to call out Max Holloway. Max Holloway, there's only one name, Charles Oliveira. And that Charles Oliveira want to fight for the BMF title. And trust me, take everything. I would love to watch that fight. UFC should pause every opponent they have for Max Holloway for that BMF title and give that title fighter and a challenger to Charles Oliveira, because that fight is going to be hectic. Imagine Charles Oliveira and Max Holloway headline your UFC pay-per-view event, or co-headline your UFC pay-per-view event. I mean, that would be mind-blowing. Max Holloway is one of the most decorated fighter in the history of UFC. The way he boxes, Max Holloway never goes down, never goes for takedown. Max Holloway box, and this is what Charles Oliveira loves. So Charles Oliveira calling him out after that spectacular finish, there's no way to deny him. There's literally no way to deny him. I was so happy seeing Charles Oliveira win. I mean, he's an amazing. I'm telling you guys, nobody in the UFC will come out and say they hate Charles Oliveira. Even his opponent will be happy seeing him win a fight. Although we are in MMA sports, they are no friends, but I'm telling you, this is the only guy I can tell you, I can bet my money on, that nobody hates this guy. Everybody love him. And trust me, I've been following Charles Oliveira for a long time. His background, his career, the way he suffered from the favela. I don't know whether his mom or his dad was killed, lost one of his brothers and sisters. I mean, his story is so shocking that even they documented a movie on his name. They brought out his life history. They make it as a movie. I don't know. It's not out yet. I think it's going to be out soon. But if there's something I would love to watch, it's Charles Oliveira. I would love to watch Charles Oliveira. But like watching his story, watching his documents, because I believe his lifestyle should be a sign of motivation for a lot of people who are battling it out there, who is like in a tough situation. Because I believe once you put your mind into something, you're gonna get there. Although yes, the situation in different places could play a part, the country you are could play a part, the place you are will play. No, as long as you put your mind into it, everything is gonna work out well. I just want you guys to know that. Use Charles Oliveira as a point of motivation. Use Charles Oliveira as somebody who you could use his own energy, use his own story, his own lifestyle to make sure that you get to yours. Because I'm telling you guys, as long as you're humble, you will get to where you're going to get to. Charles Oliveira is one of the most humble human beings in the world. Although he's dangerous, he knows what he wants, but he's humble and people love watching him fight. But honestly, man, Charles Oliveira, man, I'm so happy that he won the fight. Good gameplay plan from Gamrot. Gamrot came down to fight. I mean, Gamrot literally almost knocked Oliveira out. But that's what you get when you are fighting Oliveira. And once you're a fan of Oliveira, you are not sure what kind of Oliveira you're going to get. But one thing is very certain, Oliveira is going to get that win. Either you knock him out or he's going to get that win. And there's only one person that has already knocked him out, which is Ilia Topuria. So he's so happy. I'm so happy to see this guy fight. And this guy, if he definitely get that fight against Max Holloway as he wished, and I'm definitely sure he's going to get it. If he wins that fight, he's going to fight next for the belt again. And who holds? Charles Oliveira can fight 10 times for the title, and people will pay to watch him 10 times. Kudos to Charles Oliveira. Guys, like, comment, subscribe. I literally make this channel for you guys. It's not just my channel, it's your channel. Let's improve this channel. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.